crew. Gonna test run the Claude Beastie. See if we can bounce off our newly installed giant steel skid plate. It's a honker. I think it came in at something like 11¼ ounces, so it's not even very light, but hopefully it should be sturdy. I'm a little concerned it's not far enough up the line. I may have to fill this gap between these two plates so I don't catch stuff falling up in between there. But other than that, then it should take me all the way to the end pretty smoothly. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could roll up in that gap too between the rear under axle skid. We're going to find out. I think it'll help. Can always tear it off of there if it doesn't. Pause and look for some terrain. Love these 570 motors. So powerful. Seemed like the 550s used to bog in the grass a little bit. You could tell the truck would go slower than its actual pavement top speed. I already heard in a little tiny bit of initial contact right there. Coming on up and in. Be able to find at least one, two, or two little things to scrape off of in here. There it is. I hear it already. It's gonna talk to us whenever it does work. You gotta love steel like that because it just holds for a long time. It can hit a lot of rocks before ever filing away. I feel like I can just reckless abandon now. Used to get caught on that rear axle unless I would position myself perfectly, say for instance on a rock like that one right there kind of sticking up. Let me get some drag brake here, or a little bit of an incline. Let me just rudely go over this rock in the wrong way. I should normally plant my front tire right over it. So now I've just pushed through it and I'm in a bad spot coming up to it with the rear axle. And now I'm about to contact it with that steel plate, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. So this rock would invariably come up between the two forelinks and right into my little mini skid plate that's underneath the motor there. You can see I extended it out off of the axle skid plate. And I would get stuck on this rock. And I would either have to roll over top of it, roll through it with a lot of rear axle power if the tires had enough contact on the ground next to it to get over top and if the fronts could pull it. Now I'm still going to roll over this rock, but I'm going to slide on it better maybe. And that's the hope, that's the goal, that's the aim. Here it is in action. Ran my big mouth and it doesn't work. That's a big hang up though. Still think I'm gonna take it. Still think it's probably better than what it could have been. This always gives me trouble. This little angular here. Likes to roll a lot of rocks out. Wow, not bad. Not bad. I'm liking it with the 570s. Guys, it's just got so much more climb power. Again, intentionally getting wrong. See, that's a spot where I think I would have probably absolutely just had to reapproach. And there, you know, it's not super pleasant to just push through it, but it's an option now. Way more so than it was in the past. That's why so far I think I like that skid plate. It's not going to get you up and over everything, but some stuff. I think it could have helped right there potentially, where you heard the steel just slide. Normally the aluminum would just gouge right up. Sorry, I don't have the diesel engine sounds that burned out. I think maybe water got in it. I got a second one, put it in the TRX 4 Mega. And I have another one, third one on order. It's just taking a while to get here. And then we will have our wah 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 back. It sounds so cool. And kind of legitimate. And the light's ducking out right there, browning out. That's because the BEC is only set to output 6 volt. And the lights want to run on between 6 and 7 volt. And so when I get below 6 volt at all, the lights brown out. So that tells you the BEC is trying to put out 6 and is not quite doing it. Naturally. 2 fifth scale beasties pulling these giant tires, 34 pounds. A lot of that weight shifted to the front. You can understand it would work. And the wild part is that's each one of those servos is on a separate of twin 1080 G2 ESCs that are supposed to be 5 amp outputs each. So both of those servos are now taxing, at least one of them, I'm not sure, I can't remember which one. I think the rear, yeah, it doesn't matter. They're both front now, so one of them is taxing so heavily that it's coming below 6 volt and ducking out this upper light up here that needs to see at least 6 volts stay turned on. Wild stuff, huh? Turn around here and go back up. This whole dent here has been shot at max 80% throttle. As programmed into a switch on the transmitter, it goes 60, 80, 100, however you might like it. 100 gets you all that wheel speed. $60 gets you a lot of like slow speed control, but if you're climbing a really tough obstacle, it may just not have all the oomph you want it to. Oh, these keys. That approach. So far, I don't see any reason why I would take that steel skid plate off. Seems to articulate good enough. Normally wouldn't really be able to lock up rear links like that and not let them move left to right on each other, but it works because I'm now only locking up a couple of inches right there between the two carbon steel screws. The whole bottom portion can flex, and that's what allows it to move still. There's a little bit of added stiffness I can detect in the rear end. It's like as if you stiffened your spring a little, but I could lay down the rear shocks more. This truck's so heavy, it really has no problem flexing. Even on SCX6 shocks. Alloy shocks. And these are filled with 60 weight. A lot of it. And this is just regular crawling here. We're not really contacting that plate too much. I suppose on some bigger terrain we might hit it more. Getting that front bumper a little bit. Plastic junky piece. It's just for show. No sir. It's a tricky little rock. Woo! Spot it myself. And the big rock wall of them all. Really hard to get over this, you guys. Especially straight on like this. It's definitely high center city for any truck in town. So I'm about to be stuck if I don't readjust. Can we back down and off? Nope, it's over. she goes. Alright. Still working. Still rolling. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Ciao.